What's up, guys? Top of the morning to you. My name's Weston Zimmerman. I'm one of the founders of Synced Up, and I can't wait to be in Michigan in November at Brian's Lawntrepreneur event, and I hope I get to see you there as well. I am going to be sharing a lot of the lessons I've learned or the observations I've made from helping a bunch of business owners know their numbers and fix their pricing and ultimately help them be profitable in their businesses, which lets them thrive with their teams and families instead of just barely surviving or just barely getting by. Make sure you grab your ticket. One of the best investments you can make is into yourself, and those investments will pay off for the rest of your life. Don't let the left brain kick in and say it's not worth the $100 or $200 or the day to go up there and do it. Just do it. And even better if you can take your guys along. I worked for a company called Tuxedo Landscaping for 15 years. And one of the best things about my time in my career there was how they invested into me as an employee. And it changed me forever. Like, if they had not done that, I would not be here and I would not be on stage in November. So let's see you there.
You're now listening to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. Straightforward, no nonsense business advice. Completely unfiltered. Grow your business. Grow your life. Now, here's your host, Brian Fullerton.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. It is your host, Brian Fullerton, here, hanging with you guys, and good morning. Well, super excited about having you guys join us today on the podcast. Hey, one quick thing. One thing I'm really looking forward to in the future is having the opportunity to have a podcast studio so we can do video podcasting. That way you guys can see myself and all of my glory sitting here in my daughter's nursery, which is where the last 150 podcasts have come, undoubtedly, since we ever had this baby. And I got kicked out of our second bedroom of our 2-bedroom apartment. And hey, you know what? It is what it is. It's funny that we don't have like some banger podcast studio. But yeah, we're still hanging up there with all the greats. And it is what it is. It's just kind of funny. But I was just thinking out loud. Liz and I, over the weekend, we went to the house and they got done framing the whole basement. And I have a media room that we're going to have there. It's going to be multifaceted. One is going to be a permanent live stream setup, because I can't wait to do live streams, possibly in a Facebook group. But I can't wait to do live streams for you guys on YouTube, and then also for a group. Maybe we might do a group. We had a survey go out last week, if you guys don't know, and I think I talked about it on Monday, that we'd really love to have you guys check out, possibly for a group, for a membership. It's going to be actually freaking awesome. I'm really looking forward to it. But anyway, so I was thinking about it as we were going through the downstairs area of the home, which, by the way, we're building our custom home. It's 8 years in the making. We put gob of money down, like a lot of money down, more than we've ever imagined in our entire life, paid off the land, are doing it right, quote unquote. Super grateful, super thankful. It's incredible. It's an incredible journey, to be honest with you. I can't be more humbled to say that like life is, our dreams are coming true. Like, it's just been absolutely crazy. All the stuff that we talk about on the podcast, the X's and O's for years now, and the struggle of victory for 17 years growing our lawn and landscape business, and all the side hustles and the adventures that we've had there, financially coming together and being able to buy our dreams. I support you guys in every single thing that you guys get and every single thing that I know you guys deserve. And I'm your guys' biggest cheerleader. I'm just so always grateful and happy for you guys as well. And we're doing the exact same stuff that you guys are doing. And I'm trying to catch up, frankly, to so many of you guys. And over the weekend, we were downstairs and Liz goes, it's going to be so awesome seeing you have your media room, like an actual permanent podcast setup where you can do video, if you so choose, with guests, you know, make those cool little short form reels that we all watch on Instagram and YouTube at 10 o'clock at night, or when you guys are in the office for 20 or 30 or 45 minutes, maybe sometimes some of us get that B-dubs kick, 25 minutes later, and cost you 25 minutes, if you know what I'm saying. So 50 minutes later, that's the real commitment with B-dubs. It's not the 25 minutes to eat it. It's the encore. So anyway, can't wait to do some live studio podcast recording. And Liz was just spinning the dream for me down there. And it was like quiet. It was just like a humble, honest, like somber, kind of a moment. I'm like, dude, like it's going to come. Like it's coming down the pike. I've never had a permanent anything corner like every other YouTuber has, all these tech review channels, all these other great YouTubers, other gurus, I'm not a guru, but maybe I can be one day if I have my own studio, right? Anyway, that's all coming down the pike and we cannot wait. It's going to be Just super fun, super exciting. But I wanted to talk about just totally shifting gears here. I wanted to talk about something for just a quick minute, which was had a great podcast, geez, oh, Pete. Had a great coaching call the other day with a gentleman. And, a lot of our podcast topics stem from great conversations via email exchanges, one-on-one conversations, maybe at an event, or phone calls, coaching calls, text messages, DMs back and forth. Just, dude, always learning. I'm scratching my head here. I'm like, always learning, dude. There's always something to be studying and to be learning. And what I wanted to just talk about for just honestly a really short and sweet episode today is a question that I feel like could set a lot of people free. And we could talk about this topic for hours on end. There's no doubt about it. But I'll give you two topics or two phrases, two statements that I think could pay big dividends for a lot of you guys out there. And you can go down the rabbit hole of both of these. One is with Dan Martell and the buy back your time type philosophy and conversation. But then also Greg Woodstock, who's built a 50, 60, 75, going to 100 million fast dollar pond company, manufacturing business too. There's two statements and ideas that I just want to talk about really quick that we talked about at length on this coaching call. And it's the conversation is really simple, but maybe I'll just explain it. Maybe this conversation has been baked into a couple other podcast episodes, and the mower's going, the blower's going, you're grabbing the trimmer off, you're changing an edger blade. Yeah, dude, 1 second, I'll be right out there. Or the customer comes up and then you hit pause, and or it just starts playing for 15 more minutes. And you skip that part of the podcast and you forget to hit rewind because you don't know where you were in the show. So you just go, and then you forget that part because somebody else said it in a podcast once, but because it wasn't like the topic or the point of that episode, you missed it. Right? We've been there. I've been there. I know how it works. Very few people are actively listening to a podcast, especially mine. If it was in the top 1%, 1%, you would be taking pen and paper listening to this kind of stuff. Nobody does that, which is a shame. You should be listening to podcasts, first thing in the morning on your mower at 8 o'clock when you're, cutting the grass and making the cash. But man, if it was Brian 2005, 6, 7, 8, 9, when I was a dry sponge looking for a gallon of water to soak in, I would be taking pen to paper, not on my podcast, although I think it's a good one, but anybody's podcast whose life I'd love to emulate. And I still do today. I still write down stuff all the time listening to podcasts and shows. I've got, I think last time I checked, 16 or 1,700 notes on my phone that I keep with me of just brain dumps of information, of notes and nuggets. And I want to just leave you guys with two quick things on today's podcast. Number one, if you're looking to get out of the rank and file day-to-day grind of the company, right? Like, here's something that I would just tell you really quick. Number one, is this the job of a CEO? Right? Number two, always be a quitter. Okay. And some great resources would be everything that you guys can get your hands on, of course, but the Buy Back Your Time book with Dan Martell, had a great podcast episode with him earlier this summer. Banger episode. Okay. I forget the number, but wasn't that far back. But I heard a long time ago, and it's similar to what Dan Martell said, and that's why I just resonated with it, because it's always be a quitter. And I heard that a long time ago. And when you're going to build an organization, for some of you guys that want to grow a bigger team, it doesn't have to be 5,000 people, 500 people, 50 people. It can be 6, it can be 10. But to get to 6 and 10, you're going to have to be a quitter. You're going to have to buy back your time. And you're going to, when you start an owner-operator, lawn and landscape business, you're going to do it all, right? Cut, trim, blow, edge, sharpen blades, go get your oils from the machine, your local shop, fix your mowers, fix your flat tires, change your tires, put the little white vinyl sticker, on your door, get your vehicle magnets, all that mess. Like, dude, you're going to do it all. But here's the idea. The more sales, the more revenue, the more profit. You hire somebody, and then somebody else is able to run the weed whip. More sales, more revenue, more profit, and you get somebody to not only run the weed whip, but they get to run the phone. More sales, more profit, and not only does somebody run the weed whip, somebody gets to run the phones. Somebody also gets to jump on the crew to run mower number 2 with you. So more sales, some more profit. You got the guy on the weed whip. You got somebody answering the phones. You got another guy mowing. And then what you do is you replace yourself on that rig with another guy mowing. More sales, more profit, somebody on the mower, somebody on the trimmer, somebody on the phones. And then really it's up to you. Where do you want to go from there? More crews, more mow guys, more landscape guys, an irrigation tech, a FERT company, a FERT tech, you're FERTing. Then the next thing you do is you hire somebody to replace yourself. So you're not on the spreader anymore, fertilizing. You're back in there answering phones. You're selling. Grow the company. Could be 5 of you, could be 10 of you guys. Selling, growing, selling, growing, selling, growing. Eventually you sell enough. You have enough coming in where you hire a sales guy. Now he's able to sell and you're back in the office. You're quote unquote free. You keep growing. You keep selling, growing, selling, growing, selling. You hire an office admin. You have an executive team. You have walkaway income. Okay. That's as I understand it. That's how I'll present it to you, and that's how I'll go to my grave with it so far. If that changes, I'll let you know. But is this the job of a CEO? So every time you're doing something, you should be thinking, how do I get myself out of this role? If your goal is to grow out of that role, every extra second you're spending doing it, right? You want to get out of it. Not that you're better, nothing like that, right? No, let's just make sure we cover that. Not that you're better or that somebody else is like more able to do that than you or whatever. You know, like the point is, if you're trying to grow an organization, I know this could be simple stuff, but your job is to be a quitter and to go through those rungs on the ladder as quick as possible to build a team, right? Get some more sales and marketing coming in, get some more revenue, get some more profit, hire a bookkeeper, get some more sales, get some more revenue, hire a CPA, get some more sales, get some more revenue, hire a controller, get some more sales, get some more revenue, hire an HR manager, right? Like that's the idea. If you want to build a company, is to grow and to get to those upper echelons as quick as possible by putting the quote unquote organization underneath you and being able to build a team that allows you to buy back your time and replace yourself or duplicate yourself in a team and an organization. The idea here is to work yourself out of a job. The idea is to not be trading your high valuable skill sets, which would be casting the vision, building company culture, and finding great employees and great team members and releasing them in your organization. That's the 3 core tenets of a good CEO. If you are sharpening your lawnmower blades, running in to go trim grass because a guy called off, taking out the fertilizer rig because the fertilizer guy quit, or whatever. Dude, I get it. I do all this stuff just like you guys do. We all do all this. We all do it. We're all sinners of it. Nobody's sinless. But the idea is for you to not necessarily have to run back in. Like, and I'm not saying you can replace a guy in a day, a week, or a month. I get it. A foreman, a FERT tech, an irrigation tech. Like these are real career choices and real career opportunities for real people. But in the back of your mind, what is the mission? What are we trying to do? We're trying to quit things. And we're trying to get to the point in our organization where we're probably selling and closing and spinning the plates until we can get enough people that are spinning the plates for us, and then we're selling, and then eventually we can get ourselves out of the sell role and we can start working on the organization, not in the organization, as every guru has said. And that allows you to cast the vision, build company culture, and find other great people to release into your organization, give them all the tools and the resources they need to grow. Okay. So maybe nobody's ever said it to you this way. Nobody's ever explained it to you this way. But your job is to be a quitter. In the beginning, you will have to do everything. There's still 100 things. I still do my own end of month. I still sharpen my blades, or my guys do. There's a lot of stuff that I still do. I still go on the rig if a guy calls off or needs a day off or sick. I was just in the field the other day. No big deal. Of course, glad to. That's my role of the organization. I'm 1-2 steps away from being right back in the field. That's okay. That's where I know I'm at. It doesn't matter. It doesn't necessarily mean that's where I want to be forever. Right? I would imagine right now there's probably 30 plus people deep from Corey Ballard with Perfect Cut before he would have to actually go jump on a mow rig, pick up a mower or trimmer. You know what I mean? It could be you. It could be 3 guys far removed. Depends on how thick and big your organization is, how many layers, how many people, how many extras you have. But the idea is be a quitter. And is this the job of a CEO? And in fact, here's something else that my friend and I were having a great conversation on. I said, he said, man, nobody lays on a stripe like I do. Nobody lays on an edge like I do, trimming and mowing. He goes, but I want my organization to grow. How do I get them to grow? And I said, you need to realize that by you doing those things, it is costing your organization time and money. It's costing you money. It's costing you money being the guy in your company that everybody has to look to for the standard. You can be the standard, but you need to duplicate yourself through your foremans, through your crew leads, through your training managers, through your training employee, whoever, whatever. I don't know. Every company is different. At Perfect Cut, there's 3 or 4 people you probably got to go through the echelons through. It's a $50 million company, $35 million company, whatever it is, over in Des Moines, a friend of mine, Corey Ballard. Talk all the time. You have to go through 3 or 4 guys to get your, stars and stripes to be able to go jump on the Mo crew. You don't just get like, here's a weed whip, show up. They don't do that. They on-ramp. They onboard. Awesome. Okay. At the end of the day, we're talking with my friend, and I said, like, he's like, well, I want to jump in the field. I want to show these guys, and if they don't know what's going on, I said, dude, like, I love you, but like, you cannot hard work your way to a better organization exclusively, right? We have to put in rungs of leadership. And I've talked about it on books. Al McGinnis, Bringing Out the Best in People, and The Friendship Factor. These are old school people skill books that nobody talks about, right? Where in the beginning it's 10% people skills and 90% technical, and doing the thing, and then it's 50-50 as you're a manager, and then 90-10 people skills, technical knowledge as you become an executive in an organization. You guys are growing your organization. When you add that second or third or fourth guy, you automatically go from 90, 95-5 to 70-30 to 60-40. Every time you add another guy, you're going to go down 5 or 10%, where you need to be more management, more leadership than just technical expertise and know-how. Although, of course, you got to stay sharp. Obviously, competence and aptitude is like the prerequisite for anybody joining your organization. But it's leadership and attitude that is really like the secret sauce. That's the pixie dust that's going to help you grow your company, okay? So just really quick, I'm going to wrap this thought up. Hopefully it helps you guys out a little bit. As you guys grow your company, you guys grow your structure, and as you guys grow your business, you grow your team, be a quitter. You need to be quitting things every single day. Stuff that I like, stuff that I don't like. I'm quitting doing it so I can free myself up to go do higher income producing activity. And so I don't have to do even those income producing activities later down the road, right? But right now, my job is to sell work and to make YouTube videos, right? It's like the 2 things that grow the engine, that drive the engine right now. My companies, if you will, right, is to make content because you're a content creator, and then we're a sales company. We need to grow our sales. I need to be selling work. My guys can sell. My guys are all equipped. They know how to sell. When somebody walks up, they know prices. They know what day. They know how to get on ramped. All of my guys know how to sell. I will guarantee you they all know how to sell and upsell and offer the suite of what we do. They're very good at that. We all got room for improvement on everything, no doubt about it. But they know how to sell, because I'm way more concerned with sales and marketing than I'm concerned with how many rhizomes are in a layer of grass. Okay. So you guys can out-expertise me all day long. And while you're out-expertising, other people are going to outsell you all day long. Period, case closed. It's not the biggest companies that know more, quote unquote, about the industry. It's those guys that can sell and market better. Period, case closed. Hate it or like it, dude, I'm not the arbiter of truth. Don't hate me. Don't stone me. I'm just trying to pass it forward, man. It's what I've realized in life, let alone lawn landscape company. Okay. So that's all I got for you guys in today's podcast. Super easy, super simple. Be a quitter. Buy back your time. And is this the job of a CEO? Like, these are just some questions that you can keep in the back of your mind. If you're grinding out blades, you're like, this is stupid. I hate grinding out my lawnmower blades every morning at 7 a.m. Hey, hire somebody. Get enough sales and marketing coming in and hire somebody. Well, I don't have 40 hours a week to hire somebody. You don't need somebody 40 hours a week. Put out a Facebook list. Hey, anybody good at sharpening metal? If interested, DM me. Looking to hire somebody out, $20 an hour to sharpen some lawnmower blades, or $5 a blade, or $3 a blade. And I promise you, not only will somebody be able to do it better than you, they'll come to you, they'll drop them off to you. If you just find that guy to pay him, boom, you just solved one silly little problem of you sharpening your blades for an hour or 2 hours a week. You're like, it's only an hour or 2 hours a week, Brian. How much more of an impact could I change in my life? I don't know. If you're doing a little bit more higher income skill activity, like perhaps an aeration or something like that, and you're getting $125 an hour, and you do 2 aerations an hour, that's $250. And you do 2 hours worth of aerations, that's 4 aerations, that's $500. And you just paid some dude $50 to go sharpen your blades, and brought them to you, and you didn't get stinky, and you didn't get sweaty, and you didn't get dirty, and he did a great job because he's got a Magnum-Matic or an RBG 712 or whatever the hell he uses. You just dealt at $450. Well, Brian, that's actually really fascinating. I know. Take that times 100 different examples, from DoorDash to your laundry to an automatic cat litter. I did a whole podcast episode on 2 years ago in a fall or something like that, talking about productivity hacks, about how to make your life better. There's dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of things you could be doing to buy back your time, to be a quitter, and to start focusing on things that actually matter. We talk about this all the time in so many podcast episodes, but when I shared this with my friend who maybe didn't go back to that backlog of 400 different episodes or shows, or maybe missed the one with Dan Martell, it was an aha moment. And I thought, if it's an aha moment still today for a lot of folks, it's an aha today moment for myself. It's always an aha today moment maybe for you guys as well listening in. Okay. And on this podcast, it's Lawns Lessons Life. And in 2023, we talked about real authentic lawn care. Our podcast is all about helping you guys grow a more successful lawn and landscaping business so you guys can go out there and crush it. If you want to grow a business, these are the things that you need to do as a leader of your organization. And even if you're an owner operator, is this the job of a CEO? Well, if you want to be a CEO and you want to be an owner operator and do it all, that's totally fine with me. But you can still be an owner operator and not sharpen your own lawnmower blades and not change your oils and not do certain things and let other people do it, still buy back your time, still be an owner operator, be a boutique, charge a premium price, and still go out there and make more money than most guys with 2 or 3 guys because you're an owner operator and because they get you, and still not have the same time suck or the time draw with a cycle CPA to do your books and a CPA to manage your taxes and a payroll company to manage your payroll, or to even, make sure you're on the level with having a payroll so you have a good paycheck coming in, a real paycheck coming in, not just owner's draw. Okay, if you're having a subchapter S type of filing. Okay, anyway, getting fired up. Just want to leave you guys with that thought for today. Is this the job of a CEO? Be a quitter. Go buy the Buy Back Your Time book with Dan Martell. Fantastic book. One of the hottest trending books probably this summer that so many people have been talking about on their podcasts. Okay. Go back and listen to the podcast episode we did with Dan Martell. It wasn't but 2-3 months ago. I think you guys would get a lot out of it. Okay. I share this topic because I thought it was very relatable. I thought it was very helpful. As the season kind of winds down, it's some stuff that you can start thinking about going into winter and into spring of 2020. What would that be? 4? Oh my gosh. Right around the corner. I'm sure some like Christmas is probably like 100 days away already, guys, just for talking out loud. Like, it's coming. Fall is here. Winter is going to be here before you know it. It's absolutely wild. It's one of my favorite times of the year. 100% Liz's favorite time of the year is fall. Mine is definitely fall, winter. It's absolutely crazy in general. Okay. I love you guys. I super appreciate you guys. Get your tickets for Launchpreneur Academy Live. I'm going to be talking about it on every show here for the next couple of weeks. Tickets are selling like absolute hotcakes right now. They're on fire, selling right now. We cannot wait to have you guys come up to Launchpreneur Academy Live. It's our live event in Novi, Michigan. 350 plus people will be there. Huge stage, huge conference center, huge conference room, 1-day event, Friday night mixer beforehand. So many great speakers, so many great sponsors, so many great people. Okay, you guys are going to be joining us with a speakers panel as well, an up-and-coming panel. Can't wait to have so many of you guys on stage with that. It's going to be electric, folks. Don't miss it, all right? LaunchpreneurAcademy.com/store. Get your ticket there. And also, if you guys need a last-minute ticket for Equip Expo, you can still register for that for $25 with promo code Brian at checkout. And hope to see you down in Louisville, Kentucky as well. It's going to be awesome. All right, guys. That's what I got for you guys on today's podcast episode. Just thought this was a timely topic that might be able to help you guys out. Be a quitter. Is this the job of a CEO? 2 questions that you should ask yourself all the time. All right, guys. Have a great rest of the day. I look forward to catching up with you on the next one.
Do you want to keep the cash flowing this winter? Head over to LaunchpreneurAcademy.com and check out all of Brian Fullerton's new courses and powerful resources to get you cashing in on that white gold through plowing snow. The Snow Plowing Training Course is easy to understand, and you'll learn what it takes to do the job effectively and how to bid, price, and estimate snow plowing for both residential and commercial properties. LaunchpreneurAcademy.com has 3 new resources to take the hassle and guesswork out of securing your snow removal jobs, plus there's eye-catching marketing materials that can help you secure new clients quickly. Ready to crush the snow game this year? Visit LaunchpreneurAcademy.com or use the link in the podcast description.
Thanks for taking the time to listen to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast with Brian Fullerton. We hope you enjoyed this production. If so, please consider leaving us a 5-star review for the show. While the techniques and ideas presented here are designed to help you grow a more successful and profitable business, no one can guarantee these results for you. We want to emphasize that entrepreneurship is not easy, and the ideas presented here are just the opinions of Brian Fullerton and his respective guests. No one can guarantee success for you. That being said, we hope the ideas presented here help you and motivate you to go on out there and crush it with your own business.
Fullerton Unfiltered Podcast.
Thanks for listening, and we hope to see you on the next episode.
This has been a Brian Fullerton and Mr. Producer production.